Welcome back to another video. Today we're diving right into the Valorant meta, focusing on an agent who has reigned supreme for over 2 years now. That agent, of course, is Viper. During the VCT 2023 season, Viper received 382 picks, making her the 4th most popular agent in Americas and EMEA, and the 6th in VCT Pacific. Viper is a crucial agent who fulfills a unique niche that sets her apart from other controllers like Omen, Brimstone, and Astra, the Dome Smokers. These other smokers are simply unable to fill the gap that Viper would present if taken out of the game. Her kit occupies an essential niche within Valorant, particularly her signature Toxic Screen ability. She's a must-pick on maps like Icebox and Breeze, where her wall is necessary to have to cut across large open sites. On Bind, her setup on A short can win teams games if the opponents cannot come up with a solution to it. On Breeze and Icebox, even if you have 2 other controllers, it'd be difficult to do a job of a single Viper. Even on Haven, which was just rotated out, she was quickly becoming the meta, with the common wall on A short on attack and the C garage wall on defense. To utilize her to her fullest potential, teams must adopt strategies that revolve around starving opponents of information, executing well-timed pop flashes through her walls, and coordinating set plays to exploit cooldowns. That's why we saw so much Viper, Harbor, and Skye last year during VCT, because they all complement each other so well, with Harbor being able to put up his wall once Viper's runs out, and then Skye being the ideal agent for pop flashes. Viper's Molly is also an extremely good ability when it comes to combination, with being the only ability to be vulnerable within the meta, besides Astra's Gravity Well and Killjoy's Alarm Bot. This allows for the leveraging of synergies like pairing her Molly with a nade or a shock dart. Almost entirely by herself, Viper sets the meta on nearly half of the maps with just the threat of her being picked. Riot Games, however, has been cautious about altering abilities deemed critical to an agent's identity, like Viper's Toxic Screen. This has been evident in the past instances such as Jett's Instant Dash, which took 3 years to change, not to mention that the developers changed every other ability before finally settling on the fact that they needed to alter the dash mechanics. During 2021, Jett had an overall pick rate of 82%, with 4 maps with a nearly complete 100% pick rate, having very few games without a Jett. Chamber's double teleport also took an exorbitant time to nerf, despite him having the highest pick rate during Champions 2022 at 67%, with 0 maps below a pick rate of 33% and 3 with 90% or higher. During Masters Copenhagen, Chamber had an even higher pick rate, with 77% with no maps under 50%. Every team within the top 3 relied heavily on Chamber, with Artis making a name for himself on Chamber, and then Ye also having a standout performance. Even Paper X played a lot of Chamber, having both Forsaken and Divide play the French Sentinel. The extended time for Euro's rework also shows how long these sort of things take for the dev team. Even with all of these events, people had been complaining about how broken Jett and Chamber were for months, and about how Euro had a super interesting kit with massive potential, but had no chance of seeing pro play due to how underpowered his abilities were. While the recent Skye nerf stands as a rare example of swift action from developers, it's clear that addressing Viper's dominance isn't as straightforward. Even after the Skye nerf, which was partially meant to address the issue of double controller taking over all of the meta, she remained as the #1 option of nearly every map which she was played before. The problem is that the issue lies not with the potency of her abilities, but in the inherent strength of her kit when compared to the other controllers. Viper can always threaten to put her smokes up when that is simply not a thing other controllers can match. With Viper though, nearly nobody has been complaining enough for Riot to care at all or to pressure them into making changes to her kit, which means it's incredibly unlikely that, especially after the introduction of Harbor, who was seen initially as a competitor to Viper, but only makes her better, we will never see a nerf or rework to her kit. Merely nerfing aspects of her kit like the orb, mollies, or ult won't suffice. Riot has already done this to her, changing her mollies to be shorter duration, as well as lowering the damage. Riot has lowered the duration of her smokes when put up, but despite this, she has remained in the meta. So this begs the question, will she ever leave the meta? Will Viper ever be bad? So, will we ever break free from Viper's chokehold on the meta? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to like, subscribe for more content like this, and follow us on social media. For direct communication, my Discord will be in the description below, always open for discussion. Until next time, see you guys in the next video.